Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just hanging out at this point. I'm gonna do a reading. I'm gonna do some poetry readings of a couple of poems. I'm just hanging out at this point. Doing what I gotta do. Just going over to my art page to see if I could post share the thing. So no. Of course, it told me to slow down, otherwise I'm going to be temporarily blocked. So hopefully this works. But yeah, I'm not gonna be able to share it like that. Okay, well, whatever. Can't share things, unless it's done a different way. But I'm gonna share. I'm just gonna go ahead and get creative here. I got my poem books. I got my poem books. Never been so frustrated. Hope everyone's doing well with this coronavirus and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. But anyways, my poem. This is called "Hey, Hey," poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. Hey, Scoutmaster, hey, Fender Telecaster, hey, Pastor, hey, Happily Ever After, hey, Natural Disaster, hey, Yes, Master, hey, the spirituality found after, the storm and the major clasher, the nudist flasher, hey, ever after, hey, sex and the turn down after, hey, just another way of life, one that goes by faster and faster. For we are born each day we wake up, and the day after in this life, and every fucked up disaster. I don't know. That was a poem. That was a poem. That was called Hey. I know I got a lot of cool poems in here. Some of them I haven't read before. I'm trying to go flip through and go through some poems, because I haven't read these in a while. This is called The Poem. The poem is raw, it is not finished. One thing I know is I can't stop, I can't quit it. The poem is half written, the poem is not yet over. The poem cannot be disregarded like another piece of paper over your shoulder. The poem is written, the poem is brand new, the poem is deep inside of you. This is called I Want to Write the Poem. I want to write the poem but can't find the words, feeling a bit off, feeling a bit obscured. Some things I want to write about but can't find the right words. Mixed emotions, feeling somewhat unheard. Somewhere unwanted like a giant turd, but I'm wondering if I express how I feel, would I get on some nerves? I guess I just wrote the poem. Some of these are pretty quick, but they're pretty slow, stuff, but this is called Let the Light In. We are born in this life, an eagle lost in flight, life lost at the edge of a knife. Can we look beyond things and make them all right? Just another spiritual fight. I'm hoping to see the light. I think I just might let the light in. shaved my head recently. I was wanting to get a haircut at the Beauty Academy here in Torrington, and I had to shave my head because of this coronavirus stuff. I had no choice to get no choice to get a haircut and stuff because I had nowhere to go to get it taken care of. So I had to shave my head completely bald for now. It's gonna grow back, but it is what it is for now. So don't mind me. I'm drinking hot chocolate. So, made with milk and love. Yeah. Anyways, this is called The Psychics, poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. The psychics have spoken. I finally woken. Love is the thing that keeps us alive. Look harder, look even harder past your hatred and your pride. Hearts are broken, there is no token for what you feel inside. Same old love, one-way love from your true self and feelings you cannot hide. Pain and pleasure change your weather, love and life and love is just but a game. Hear me screaming, I will never be the same. Yep. I'm currently reading this book by my friend Chichala. I'm currently reading this book. It's her poetry book called Love and Revolutionary, and she signed it for me. Right here, she signed it for me in red marker. You can barely see that, but yeah, which was really nice of her, and I'm really thankful for her. She's a really good friend of mine. Well, I don't know how close we are, but I hope to be a really good friend to hers, because she's doing a lot of good things down in Hartford and stuff like that. We should check her out. Check out her open mics and her lit festival, which is a literary festival. Somebody who's supposed to be big on the human language can't say literary, something like that. But literary festival down in Hartford at the Hartford Library. For poets and stuff like that. But I'm doing alright. I'm just hanging in there at this point. It's nothing to do except being stuck indoors. I mean, I don't really know who actually watches these lives. I don't really know who really gives a damn to, watch them and partake in, listening to me read. But, I'm reading a couple of poems, just doing a hangout at this point because, hey, it's life. I wanted to post it to my art page, but I can't do, or my personal page, but I can't do that from my from my computer, because it just won't let me post to my personal page from my computer. Gotta use a phone. So, but yeah, this is called High School Hell, poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. In a room down the hall, there are many desks from wall to wall. In the seats where students sit was once a boy who could not sit. Because of some people, that's where he fell. He was only trying to make it through high school hell. Looking back, that's where he fell, back in the pits of high school hell. And he's wondering he wonders what it would have been like if he didn't fall. The little autism boy who nobody would listen to, with his back up against the wall. Would his life be different and swell? I guess some things you can never tell, because he's just trying to make it through the dark times of high school hell. Looking back, that's where he fell, in the dark times of high school hell. This is a poem about marijuana. I should read this one, It's funny, because I've been kind of wanting to smoke, and I haven't smoked in a very long time, but I've been really kind of wanting to smoke. of course I'll have like an increased appetite and stuff like that. My hair would have been like probably a mess because when I used to smoke, I dyed my hair and it was all raw, like long and just nasty and just not in that place anymore. Thank God I'm not in a way. Those were some pretty like rough years emotionally, but anyways, this is called "I Want to Light Up," poem about marijuana, poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. I want to light up, I think I might. Where else do you go to relax when things are not quite right? I want to light up. I forget about my pain, the toxic illness some girl did to my brain. I want to light up and watch it spark as I forget about the love and spirit and hide out in the comfort of the dark. I want to light up and no longer scream. I want to light up and no longer be seen. I want to light up and forget about my pain, the hurt I have in my heart, as I know more and more things won't be the same. I want to light up and hide from love and its spark. I want to light up in this constant battle of light and dark. So there's that. Oh, here's one called "Empty Cup," which is a response poem, which is a back response poem. I had like a poem about a response written about me. It wasn't the most positive poem. Somebody wrote a poem about me, and it wasn't the most positive poem. It got me kind of back into writing about different people and different scenarios and different things. It made me realize that there's a lot of power in writing, regardless whether someone's writing something about you. You can be the same way and write, find solace and comfort into a poem of your own expression yourself. So, this is what I wrote. This is called "Empty Cup," poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. No more waiting to fill your empty cup. Is it me or is it your luck to have something in your empty cup? What was found has not yet begun. Yet love was around before the earth began to spun. I want you to wake up. I want you to wake up. No more waiting for someone to fill your empty cup. What is your empty cup? What is your empty cup? Is it me or is it my luck? Time has moved on now, you can't give a fuck. But what is with this empty cup? You'll never know now, so just give up. Were you some girl he just wanted to fuck? So time has moved on now, and let him find his luck. He already knows that love will fill his empty cup. He's already gained his life back and wished you good luck. This is called "I Want You to Love Me. I want to know that it's real." I want you to love me. I want to know that it's real. I want to know that we both love each other and will be there for one another for real. New devil, new deal. A lot of deep wounds to mend and heal. A lot of hearts left to steal. Chasing around booty like it's your next meal. Will you look at me and say, I will be there for you, and also feel? Because I know that in truth, only love can heal. But mutual love occurs with the word. But would you be there to be my man or lady of my heart? All I have left these days, I feel like some failed attempt in the arts. There is fire. There's a fire under my heart, feeling like people can see me, but my worlds are ripped apart. Can you take this hurt I have deep inside my heart? This is called Know My Worth. As I lay in bed to come as I lay in bed and pray to God to come help me get through, or kill me now so things don't get worse. Where are you, Jesus? Some Bible verse curse. As I lay in bed hoping the next day won't be any worse, knowing there has to be a reason for me being here if you still have me on this earth. But it's all been one hell of a struggle since birth, since I came out of the womb, since birth. There has to be more to life than people walking around all over you and treating you like dirt. Becoming vulnerable is where it hurt, but I got to know myself each day, and I got to know your worth. My worth. I don't know. That one wasn't a good one, but I don't know. Some of these need to be re-edited because I left out a couple of words. Like when I was typing them out, there was a couple of words left out of them. So some of these are really got to be re-edited. I kind of like can catch myself when I read them, and it's like, oh, it's like, but I gotta like re-edit these, put a couple words that make it sound better, because I read them and it's not like the flow of it is not even. It's kind of like has like a pause in there that's gonna like jack me up, when I read it. Here's a poem. This is a poem I almost had for the Goddess Poetry event. The Goddess Poetry event in New Hartford that I just went to. I almost had this poem published, but they chose Thomasita instead. So this is a poem called A Real Woman. This is a poem called A Real Woman. Women like men who are going places, who got their life together and can be grown, pay their own bills like car, rent, gas, and phone. They want to have a roof over their head, somewhere to call home, far away from their parents' basement. A woman wants to know when a man says something that he understands. A woman wants to know she is taken care of by her man, that she never really will have to fight with and abuses her, but takes a stand. Some women think a man has to have it all together, but a real woman knows it's a matter of opinion, and that his situation can change, that they can build and grow together. A real woman doesn't need her man to be rich and healthy or wealthy. He doesn't need a real woman doesn't need her man to be rich but healthy, and doesn't need to have to worry about him cheating and finding out by doing things that are kind of stealthy. Because a real woman knows that there are many different meanings to being wealthy. A real woman wants a father for her child. A real woman wants a man. A real woman doesn't need one. They're holding their hand. A real woman doesn't want to question where they stand. A real woman will treat you right if you're the right kind of man. That still needs work. I mean, I kind of messed up a little bit, but that was a poem. That was a poem I actually had written for the the goddess, for the goddess poetry thing. That was a poem, one of my only poems I've actually written towards one of my few poems that are about women in general. I have poems that are basically about women, that I knew, but that was about a woman in general, women, yeah, plural, one of those are plural, but this is like a 3-4 page, that's like a 4-page poem. 4 pages, 4 pages. 4 pages. See, the more I read these, the more I get to know my poems. Some of these I don't read too often, so when I read them, I get kind of like caught up in something, and I'm like, oops, I screwed up. But I don't get to read these too often. Some of these I've kind of read only once or twice, and I've kind of had some fall to the wayside because some of them are just like garbage or me kind of being creative, but kind of like not really in a good place. So, this is called "Express and Write," poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. Feeling victorious, weightless and more, I express and write and high as a kite. Somewhere lost to weightless, bound emotions deep in flight, finding God in my second sight, knowing everything happens for a reason, change of life, change of season. I don't give a fuck about people pleasing. So what if I'm tottish at times and sleazing? Everything in my life is happening for a reason. Hey. This poem was published. I love this poem. This poem was about the ladies at the bank. I kid you not. I was just like, I was just observing some ladies at the bank flirt with the armored car guy at the bank, and it was just like, oh, I was like, oh, they're flirting with him. They're like flirting with him, or they're like, oh, they're like talking to him, and they got all these smiles on their faces, and I don't know, but this is called "I Know the Hearts of Human Nature's Emotion Strong Enough to Cheat." I know the hearts of human nature, emotion strong enough to cheat. It causes kings and queens to lose their crowns, nations to go down in defeat. I know the hearts of kings and queens to have someone and not be faithful still. All because of some cheap booty call, searching for a cheap thrill. And the nations are still burning still. That was my second published poem, and that's a brilliant poem. I actually might have a fourth one on the way. I don't know. I kind of put like forth, some poems to see if I could get a fourth poem, published. Some, from my friend T'Challa's literary lit festival out in Hartford for her anthology. So I'm trying to see if I can get into that, anthology. But I don't know what's going on right now with everything because of the coronavirus and, This is a poem I tried to have published. I don't know if this is published yet, but this was a poem I wrote. This was a poem I wrote too. Behind this poem was about, the name actually came from a book I saw at the library and a little toy army soldier I found in the middle of like Torrington's Road. But this was a very interesting poem I wrote, and it was about some things on my mind too. So I kind of condensed everything I saw around me and the situation and together, and it kind of just hit me like a wave of creativity that I had to write this poem, and I had to write it like this. So this is what it's called. This is called "Fortune Tellers and Toy Soldiers," poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. Fortune tellers and toy soldiers, I have grown up another year older, trying not to always look over my shoulder, thinking of the person I lost as my soulmate and the things I should have told her. Like mixed hurt emotions, there are some things I must forego and soldier. Thinking of someone I cared for and the things I should have told her, another lost love carried in my heart like the battle of love and life soldier. That's kind of like a tongue twister, But if you can slow down a little bit, it probably can get more, I don't know, I might be reading some of these too fast. I might be reading a little too fast. See, I'm trying not to go into, too many of the negative ones. I'm trying to go into some of my favorite ones, but, I'm not trying to go into some of my, my darker ones, because I don't want to go into, Oh, here we go. I kind of changed this poem from what I originally wrote, but this is called "Revealed at the Roots." As I walk down South Main Street, I'm taken by the lady in the head wrap, wondering if she's from the Middle East. I'm sitting at Cole Park having soda and pizza for a feast. An old antique car pulls up at the bank, and it is blue. They're taking some guy away in a stretcher. I'm wondering what's going on with him. I'm wondering what did he do. I guess I'm getting out of here when I'm through, because there's so much more more things for me in my life I have to do. My mom's money came in. She's getting me a new coat and new boots. Watching the cars speed really fast down the road and giving their horn a toot. There is so much more going on with the city. I wonder what is buried in there and will be revealed at the roots. So I was half insane when I came up with this quote, but I turned it into a poem. I turned it into a poem. I was half insane when I came up with this quote. It's called, "Are we not sane to create our own hell?" I have no clue what that means, but I'm trying to make it a poem because it's kind of poetic. Are we not sane to create our own hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we not sane to create our own hell? You know? I don't know. But anyways, so this is called "Are We Not Sane to Create Our Own Hell?" Poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. Are we not sane to create our own hell? I guess some things you can never tell, if it's all well. Are we not sane to create our own hell? From the broken hearts to the abuses, to the misfortunes and their uses, to the games people play, to the unkind words people say, and the people who didn't stay. Hell. Are we not sane to create our own hell? So this is a poem. This is called "Schizoaffective Mind," poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. Disorientation, dazed and confused, trapped inside my mind, feeling lost, very lost and blind. I guess that's what you should expect from the schizoaffective mind. Being somewhere lost in your head, wasting time. You want to get a lot done, you want to achieve your goals orderly, but you phase in and out of your head and you feel disorderly. I guess that's what it's like to have a schizoaffective mind. Being somewhere lost in your head, being blind from time to time. Hearing these haunting voices that play on your emotions, actions, and tough choices. Feelings, even your choices. I really want to say fuck their voices. Leading down a road of heartbreak and tough choices. But can I really break free or be blind and choiceless to remain trapped in your head hearing voices? That's one of my better ones. I got some good ones. And I got ones that I'm just like, you know. Gotta stop touching my face. Bad. Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm in a really crazy mood. I'm excited to be doing this. But I'm kind of like stir crazy in my house. I really am stir crazy in my house. It's like, you know, everybody's like grounded almost. Everything's closing at 8:00 and everything's getting stir crazy and there's nothing going on and you know, so you know, it is what it is. But this is called "Ouija Boards," poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. Be careful of Ouija boards because they can contact spirits and open the gates of hell. Hold so many secrets only the devil can tell. Be careful of Ouija boards because they can open the gates of hell. Demons can get a hold of you and mess up your soul, mess up your life and give it a deeper toll. Be careful of Ouija boards because they are the devil's gate. If someone offers you a chance to use one, say no before it is too late. Here's a poem. This is a new poem. I got some new poems. A Real Woman was the one I wrote about. The one I read about the real woman is a new poem, but this is another new poem. This is called "She Doesn't Love Him," poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. She doesn't love him, but she will take him home. She doesn't love him, but anything is better than being alone. She doesn't love him, ain't got no future, ain't got no past. She doesn't love him, but she will give him some ass. She doesn't love him. She's another Copart Craggy. She doesn't love him, even if he's kinda naggy. She doesn't love him, but she will use him for her pleasures. She doesn't love him. And in this co-park, nice sunny bright weather. She doesn't love him, but she will use him for drugs. She doesn't love him, but this infatuation with Torrington's co-park's thugs. She doesn't love him, but she's coming. But is coming tonight. She doesn't love him. It's not just a connection that's not tight. She doesn't love him. That's the bottom line. She doesn't love him, but she'll give that ass a try. She doesn't love him, but she'll probably go home and sleep with the guy. She doesn't love him, but she'll give that ass a try. Here's a poem. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this one. I don't know. Early morning. Yeah, I'm gonna call this. This isn't a poem about a cup of coffee. I wrote a couple poems about coffee lately. You know, coffee is like the magical god, mystical thing. But this is called "Early Morning Cup of Coffee," poem by Karl Nicholas Urso. Early morning cup of coffee. Love the one I got, fresh out the coffee pot. Early morning cup of coffee, nice and hot. Loving this cup of coffee. Yeah, the one I got. Where would I be without my morning coffee? Maybe off on some forgotten land destined to rot. My God, this cup of coffee is so good. I am at its command. As Bob Dylan would say, one more cup of coffee for the road. If I don't have coffee, I think I might explode. One more cup of coffee before I continue on with my day, or maybe I will go out for a cup of coffee if only I would pay. Free coffees are worth it all. Downed amidst my coffee cup amongst it all. Early morning cup of coffee. I love every fresh cup. Early morning coffee, that's what's up. Early morning coffee, there to prevent the fall. Having an early morning cup of coffee, and I'm grateful for it all. Early morning cup of coffee, what you do for me. Early morning cup of coffee, come on and set me free. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Yeah, so this is a special poem. I'm going to read this one. I almost wanted to read this one at Speakeasy, last month, or this past month, but I didn't read it because I was still in a place of like mourning because I had lost a friend. I had found out I lost a friend through the TV, and the TV told me I lost a friend. His name was listed in the people who passed away, so I was very upset about that I had lost a friend and somebody, I used to know. We weren't talking at the time, but he was somebody I lost. This is called At a Loss for Hap, or Henry Panza. I heard the news today. It seemed all of the world was moving, where it seemed like I was standing still, making me feel very sick, like I needed a pill. I found out about your passing. I wanted to scream and cry. I regret falling out with you and not telling you what was going on with me and what I did mean and why. I pushed you away like so many others away in a time where I wasn't feeling wholeheartedly. I regret a lot of things that went down in this world. Seems like a laughing circus, and I feel like it's a clown. You were a mentor, you were a friend, you were one of the greatest relationships in my life. I'm sorry it had to end. You took me to the movies, you mentored me about life. Even when you even talked to me about the times that were changing with your new wife. We went to see Joseph Arthur. You liked him a lot. I remember all the things you did for me, and I ain't talking about the stuff that I got. You really liked Yoda. You really liked Darth Vader. I can't believe how time has passed saying see you later. You were a good mentor, a good friend, a teacher. That is true. I regret my last days not speaking to you. I regret to hear about your passing after these years. To hear you're gone makes me feel like my world is clashing. I guess it comes to making up as friends. There's no more asking. I guess when it comes to making up as friends, there's no more asking. As I wake up this morning, it seems my world is crumbling and almost in the basking, where everything is moving, but I feel like I'm standing still, feeling really sick, like I need to lay down or take a pill. Yeah, there's some words in there that kind of got lost in translation, but I gotta put some words in there to make that sound better. But that's kind of like a poem I wrote for a friend that passed. You know. Thuggabooo! Should I do Thuggabooo? This was kind of wrong. This is kind of wrong of me. This is kind of wrong. I wrote a poem called Thuggabooo. You know, Thuggabooo? Yeah, I wrote a poem called Thuggabooo. Kind of wrong of me to write it. You know, it's kind of like Joseph Arthur's Foreign Girls. You know, like he's sitting in the park admiring the foreign girls, writing a dirty little poem about them. You know, but this is kind of like almost like that in a context, but it has to do with just an elevator ride. So this is called Thuggabooo. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, with your voluptuous curves and attitude, got me high as hell. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, I'm under your spell. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, I wish you would take a chance on me. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, I wish you could see. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, queen to a homie or a thug. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, I guess I just want your love. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, dating an old ex-friend. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, will you choose me? I guess that depends. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, old and new. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, what I wouldn't do for you. Thuggaboo, 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 got me twisted as hell. And tried. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, I want to give that ass a ride. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, I wish you would give me a chance. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, deny me at first glance. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, you smell real nice. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, you dress really nice. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, what I wouldn't do for you. What I wouldn't do to you. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, I wish this elevator ride was through. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, if you only knew. Thuggaboo, thuggaboo, how I feel about you. Yeah, it needs work. There's some words in here misspelled, but it was a poem called Thugaboo, you know? Wrote that on an elevator ride in my building. It was called Thugaboo, but needs work. That whole thing needs work, but some of these need really, really big editing and stuff, but yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, I might just stop there. I don't know, but Thugaboo, thugaboo. I got a guitar. I can't really play it, but I got a guitar. Needs new strings. Yeah, it needs new strings. It needs to be tuned. I mean, especially this top string here. You can hear how awful it sounds. I haven't really been keeping the upkeep of some of my guitars really well. I mean, I have them, but I haven't really like changed the strings on them. Thuggabooo, thuggabooo. I don't know. Yeah, this guitar really needs like tuning. Terrible, terrible tuning. It's a nice guitar though for like $100. It was a nice instrument, and when you plug it in, it has a really good feedback to it too. So, it's a really nice guitar. It was a really good, you know, but I was almost going to wear these at the St. Patrick's Day potluck we had in the building, but I didn't go to the St. Patrick's Day potluck with everything that was going on with the virus and my concerns and just being really, really pissed off at my neighbors because my neighbors haven't been treating me right, you know. They're not really encouraging to me as an artist and stuff, so, but yeah, just got these really cool glasses. How you doing? Yeah, but I don't know. Just hanging out. I'm gonna log off soon, but I did like a live version of some stuff. Did a couple of poems and just hanging out at this point. I don't know. You know, everybody's wondering what was going on with the coronavirus. So, yeah. But, anyways, peace.